One of the greatest situations like that happened was with Stuttering John when I saw him at Governor's out on Long Island. And he goes, yeah, well, what'd you think? I'm like, oh, great. And then the next day I did my show and I go, I've never got an easier parking spot than that night. I parked right by the front door of Governor, and he got so pissed at me. But
there's a parking lot attendant outside handing out tens.
Yeah. Dave, we are going to have to wrap it up here, but obviously I'd love to have you back. You're the host over there at Normal World on Blaze TV.
Yes, sir.
Your book, Party of One, is available everywhere. Dude, I consider you a dear friend. You're very funny, and I will get my ass down to Texas one of these days, and I'd love to do the show.
Dude, I want you on the show very badly. I'd love to come sit with you in New York. You're one of my good friends, and I really appreciate you, man. I'm glad you're back on the radio.
Yes, so am I, amazingly enough. Thank you, brother. I'll talk to you soon,
my
Dave.
Friend. All right.
The great Dave Landau will be back in a matter of moments with the
Whipping out free speech. It's the Anthony
Show. I want to thank, of course, Dave Landau. Could have done like 2 hours with that guy. Gonna have to have him back. That's for sure. Love Dave. Next month, by the way, a little tidbit for you. Next month, May 25th, I will return to New York City to do the show live from the studios of New York City up there. Again, Jim Norton and Rich Voss will join me on the show live in studio May 25th. Definitely looking forward to that one. Talk about busting bulls. That's going to be a good one. The phone number here. 800-848-9222. 800-848-9222. Anything you want to talk about that we've talked about just earlier in the show, or you just got something you want to say, feel free. Before we go to the phones, though, I definitely want to talk about, this is hang up just to keep Joe safe. That's what I'm going to do. Here's, Sean. Sean wants to talk about something a little earlier. Pearl River, New York, the MS-13 gang stuff. And we were talking about that a little earlier in Colorado Springs. What's up, Sean?
Hi, Anthony. And I love you back on WABC. And Lionel's back. You got Jim and Dave and everybody. It's like a Little Rascal reunion, and I'm loving it. I'm a big fan of yours.
Thank you,
I'm not
Sean.
embarrassed. Yeah. The thing with MS-13, all these different gangs, they want him here. Biden is the most successful person for the establishment. 10 million illegals in here.
Yep.
Probably over 1 million of them are different kinds of hardcore criminals. But you got to remember, too, besides the murderers, the rapists.
Steve. Oh, see, sometimes I just don't know. How about Joan? We'll take a lady caller as we which is very sweet. She calls us every so often here. How about Aaron? Aaron, Indiana. What's up, my friend?
Hey, Ant. Great to talk to you, man. Love you. Love the show. Been a fan for many years. So before I get to my topic, just want to say we're really excited. You're going to have little Jimmy Norton and Yuckmouth on. That's going to be an awesome show.
And Voss on May 25th, live in the studio. That should be a lot of fun. Thanks.
Oh, it's going to be awesome to hear you guys rant back and forth. Hey, so Putin and Trump came up with some sort of peace deal earlier today that they've kind of chivied by our favorite sweatshirt wearing goofball.
Zelensky.
Yeah, he said he's not going to go along with any of it, and he refuses to give up Kyiv. And I just wanted to get your opinion on that whole situation.
Wow. Yeah, this is obviously a tough one. I think Zelensky might be enjoying his position. It's terrible to say because you don't want to think a leader of a country will just sit back and enjoy the notoriety. I mean, he was an entertainer. People have said this about Trump. The narcissism. He was an entertainer. He just wants, it's all about him. Well, there are countrymen, Ukrainians, dying in a war, and it seems like the leader isn't really focused on stopping the war, even if the opponent, the aggressor in the first place, Russia and Putin, wants to say, hey, can we at least talk? A ceasefire would be amazing. Like, can we just stop shooting at each other for 10 minutes and maybe figure out what color the seats should be at a peace conference? Anything.
Yeah, he's just a professional grifter.
It's very sad to think that he's not a leader. He's not a guy that cares about his people. And that isn't me saying, because you say this and they go, hey, Putin, what's wrong with you? You're glazing Putin. I'm like, no, but I'll give this. Putin's a very experienced leader. The guy has been in there for a long time. He knows Russia. He knows world politics. And he at least makes it seem like he's a little tired of this and wants it to end. I don't think it does Russia.
He doesn't look like a homeless Jamoke at events like the Pope's funeral.
True. Yeah, I don't think Putin wants this to continue. It doesn't. It's not a good look for Russia. This war never has been. But it's been such a money pit.
All right, so the Anthony Cumia Show live on WABC, May 25th. Jim Norton and Rich Voss. When I made the announcement when I posted the video that Anthony Cumia made the announcement that Jim Norton was going to be joining him, there was a little pushback in the comments, but I put in the thing, it was going to be once a month. Cumia's going to go in studio and have Jim Norton join him, and of course, that's what's happening. So Opie must be punching the air right now. You know how mad Opie's going to be? You know how mad he was during that last episode when it was Cumia and Jim Norton, that an hour into their Anthony's WABC show, Opie went live with his dog, knowing exactly what he was doing because he was reading the comments and listening. So I wonder what he's going to do when they have Jim Norton and Rich Voss on. And I wonder if there's like a policy of don't even mention Opie. Because when the last time Cumia had on Jim Norton, there was only one Opie shot. And they didn't even say Opie by name. We just all know who, and Jim Norton made it. So, but now he's going to have on Rich Voss and Jim Norton. Oh, the trashing should be good. This episode, this was a good episode of the WABC show. He's taking a lot more calls, which, Cumia doesn't like. He had to dump out of one of the calls. He got into a debate with some lady on another call. Now, he started off with the Dave Landau phoner. And here's where radio trickery does come in. That Dave Landau phoner was pre-recorded. That was pre-recorded. They probably did it earlier in the day, but that was pre-recorded. You could just tell. And then Cumia picked up with his regular show live after they played that Dave Landau interview, which isn't shocking. Like the Breakfast Club does that with all their interviews. They pre-record them, then post them live for when the show actually starts. But yeah, that Dave Landau phoner, that was not live. That was a pre-recorded thing, probably from earlier in the day. But I think a pretty good Anthony Cumia show. And very politics heavy, but of course that's what this was going to be on the WABC show. That's why he went to WABC in the first place. He wanted to do a very politics heavy type of show. But, he's going to have on Voss and Norton on the 25th. So, in 1 month, the last show he had where Jim Norton was a huge success. And so he's going to have on Voss and Norton. Oh, my God, the smashing is going to be incredible. I wonder if Opie's going to take a smashing on it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments.